Whiskey Tango format? You know, when it comes to journaling and you want your mind and your pen to cooperate to the fullest, format matters. Welcome to this second installment of my 6-part series on notebook selection. I've decided to introduce you to my sound studio. My name is Steve Larson, Storyteller. That's Larson with an E. My website is stevelarsonstoryteller.com. I am a professional voiceover actor and audiobook narrator, and I journal out of love. Today, I'm going to help you spot which paper format may be best for you. There are 4 formats, plus a few really creative options that combine the various formats. I'm not going to dig into those today. I'm just going to stick with the usual 4, and they are, let's see if I can get these squeezed into my tiny little space, blank paper, dot grid, graph, and ruled or lined paper. You know, some people may feel that any type of dot or line or graph is too restricting, too confining on a piece of paper, limiting creativity. And hey, sometimes, I like to go driving down a freshly asphalted road before they've had a chance to paint the lines on it too. So I get it. Maybe you're a sketch artist, a doodler, or a fan of vision boards, creative ways of capturing and telling stories. Or perhaps you've heard of the benefits of mind mapping, brainstorming, free association thinking, divergent thinking, any kind of thinking where you're grabbing a thought out of the air. Does that make sense? I use this method of journaling a couple of times per week and sometimes for a season. It's valuable. So is your goal creativity or free association thinking in any of its forms? For you, a blank notebook would be best. Others want to organize their lives. Maybe you've heard that bullet journaling can help. It can. I'm a big fan of bullet journaling. To bullet journal effectively, you pretty much have to have a dot grid journal. A dot grid journal is also great for short sentences or phrases, to-do lists, creating your own calendar or charts. It's also good for poets. The dot grid journal is popular. It's a useful choice. I always have one with me, although right now I'm not using it as much as I normally would because my vision is such that the dots blur on me, so I can't look at it for prolonged periods of time. Bullet journaling, life organization, you're going to want to try a dot grid format for sure. So many people, when they see me journaling, like in a coffee shop or something, they'll come up and ask me the question, can journaling help me focus? It absolutely can. Focus is part physical and part mental, and I'm actually going to teach on this in detail further down the road. I might even do a series on it. So one of the fastest ways to achieve focus in journaling is to use a notebook filled with graph paper. It focuses the eyes, that's the physical, which in turn harnesses all those wandering thoughts, that's the mental. I actually discovered this by accident about 6 years ago. I picked up a notebook on sale, thought I was getting a dot grid notebook, and then when I got home and opened it up, found out, oh no, it's a graph paper notebook. And I'm going, no, I don't want to do geometry. But I didn't have any other empty notebooks at the moment, so I started writing in it. And the change I experienced in my focus was pretty quick. Within a couple of days, and certainly within a week, I was able to just kind of drill down. So graph paper has been kind of my go-to ever since. I write in it almost every day, not every day, but most days. And it also helps my handwriting. Lastly, maybe you just want to capture the events that happen on any given day. Memories, like a diary. Or write down your thoughts. Maybe even ruminate or ponder a concept. Think deeply. Capture stories. A ruled notebook is my go-to for that activity. I hope you found this video helpful. In a moment, I'll provide a summary, my perspective on paper formats. But I would like to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. And share this video with others, particularly if you know somebody who's thinking of getting a new notebook. Okay, this is a little repetitive, but I really want to reinforce this for you. Save you some time in life. It took me about 25 of my 40 years of journaling to figure this stuff out, experimenting with the 4 different formats, trial and error, studying other people's methods, observing trends. I consider these to be pro tips. Try the 4 paper formats and see if you agree with what I'm saying here. For creativity and brainstorming, mind mapping, free association thinking in any of its forms, vision boards, sketching, doodling, blank paper is the best, followed by doc grid. For goal-focused activity, bullet journaling, charts, short sentences, to-do lists, writing poetry, a doc grid is best. If your vision isn't very good, or if you have tremors in your hands, doc grids are tough. Graph paper with a darker line on the paper will help you. If you want to improve your handwriting, or if you really seek a focused mind, a way to harness those thoughts that are ricocheting around in your skull, it is graph paper all the way. I'll talk about my favorite brands when we get to the 5th video in the series. Now then, when it comes to diary entries, capturing events of the day, stories, pondering, musing, and deep thinking, sometimes I will start with a blank notebook. I'll brainstorm or mind map, get some free association thinking going, and once I've captured those thought clouds and got them on paper, then I'll take those thoughts, decide which ones I want to work on, and I'll move to a ruled notebook. When we get to the video on dimensions, I'll have more to say about each of these formats in conjunction with sizes, so be sure to watch out for that. The first video in this series offered 5 tips to consider in journal selection. This video focused on paper format, blank, doc grid, graph, or ruled. My next video is going to address paper quality. I mainly want to show that there are some pretty affordable alternatives for fountain pen users. Stay tuned.